friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rachel, and on this channel we talk all things cash stuffing and cash budgeting. And in today's video, we are actually going to be doing our cash planning for the first paycheck of February, and also going over some new items that I'm thinking of bringing to my shop, but I wanted to show you guys first and see what you guys thought about it. So buckle in, let's get started. To be honest, I'm not 100% sure where to start. I don't know if I should start with the cash planning first. Let's go over these because I'm really excited about it. I've spent the last few days late into the night, sometimes into the early morning, basically designing these inserts, printing them, cutting them out. And I wanted to see what you guys thought about it. So first we have this design. I'm thinking of calling it like geometric star, something like that. So, it's this geometric pattern with this star here, and then the category would go on the right, and it has my little logo. So, you can see it that in my setup, I already have this put in. This is actually supposed to go into this envelope. And I can change the color. So these are heavily inspired by the Millennial Dollar, by Melina at the Millennial Dollar. It's a similar style to hers where it's about halfway here and then the writing on the bottom right. I did play around with putting the writing at the top, but I think I prefer it this way. And then I can adjust the color to match the different binders. So you guys will see in my high priority binder, I have the same insert and I have it in green because it matches. Actually, let me pull it out for you guys to see. So here is the example. So for my emergency fund, this binder is a deep green. So I did a deep green color. And it's the same as the groceries, just a different color. And this size is pretty snug. It fits into the A6 envelope exactly. I am thinking of reducing the size a little bit to match this one. So it's not quite as snug going in and out. Not that you would really pull these out very often, but y'all know what I mean. So yeah, so we have the geometric one. This is my favorite so far. So I'm a big fan of Louis Vuitton, and these monogram flowers are part of the Louis Vuitton logo. So I'm actually going to be, this started off as a bookmark, for the binders, the binder bookmarks. And then I was like, well, if I'm going to do binder bookmarks with that design, then I should have inserts of that design too. So this, I printed a bunch of these out, and this is what I use in my low priority as well as my memberships and subscriptions binder. So let's see, let's get this up. Let me put this away here. Let's open this up. So this fits in perfectly. This is a little smaller than the geometric shape, so it fits in a little bit more easily. And then you can see that the color matches exactly. So for these, I can actually do any color. I just need the hex number or the hex code, whatever it's called, and I can do these in any color. These, because of how I found the logo, I can't do it in any color. I can do it in most kind of generic colors, but not in any color by hex code. I can't adjust the color by hex code. So, but I was playing around with it, and I have like 20 different colors or something crazy. So, so yeah, so we have, I would call this monogram flower. So we got geometric star, monogram flower, And then I really like this. This also reminds me of Louis Vuitton. So these are very similar, just different pattern on top. And you can see I even called this one groceries when I was playing around with it. I don't know what I would call this, like 4-leaf flower. Clover. I mean, it's not really a clover, but, so we have this one as well. These are the same size. I'd probably, oh, I guess it's a little shorter. I didn't even realize, but I would probably cut both of these down so that they're a little bit more narrow. And then lastly, to match my current logo, I have this one. I'm not sure if I want to include this in the shop. It would really be based on how people think about it, but I'm kind of moving away from the flower motif. And while I like this flower and I use it in a lot of my little designs, like, let me see here. Let me move my ribbons. So these are part of my teller slip and my thank you card. So I was thinking of, I guess I can go ahead and offer it. This, I cannot adjust the color. So this one would just come like this, and then you would tell me what you want as your category. But yeah. And I will say also, I guess another reason why I really like the monogram flower one is because you have a lot more space here. Versus over here, because of the stars on both of these, there's limited character amounts. So for, I showed here in my high priority binder, it said emergency. I can't fit emergency fund on there. I can only fit emergency. So pros and cons, let me know what you guys think. These are my babies at the moment. I've been enjoying creating these, and I hope you guys like them too. This is gonna look really cool with the bookmarks. The bookmarks are exactly like this. I think there's one more row of the monogram flowers, and then it's a little taller, so it would fit in here perfectly. I'm waiting on the 5mm laminate pouches to come in for me to actually make the bookmarks, because they need to be more sturdy than this. So these are laminated with 3mm. I need the 5mm. But once the 5mm comes in, it'll come to about this size, just poking out enough that you can see the category or the binder name. And then I already bought the hole puncher and everything. Like, I'm super excited to make these. And I am kind of thinking like how maybe I can offer these as bookmarks as well, and just do, like, let people choose what they want until I figure out like really what my exact style is. I don't know if I'm going to be overwhelmed offering like so many different options, but we'll see. Let's see how it goes. So yeah, so these are the new inserts that I will eventually be offering on my shop. I'm still playing around with them. And for the rest of the video, we can focus on our cash planning. So as usual, I'm going to be using my cash breakdown notepad. This notepad can be found on my Etsy shop. It does come in this neutral beige color as well as pink. It is 50 pages. It's printed professionally through Canva. And you guys can see, like, I write typically with a fountain pen. And while it goes through to the back a little bit, it does not, even this thick ass pen, it did not bleed through to the other side. This is like really nice thick paper. So yes, let's get started. Most of these are going to be like our usual. So I've seen some questions where people are like, well, how do you know what to stuff? And that is going to be really based on your own budget. So what I do is I organize my bills based on when they are due. So on the 1st of every month is our mortgage. On the 4th every month, I think, is our utility bill. On the 5th, it's something else. On the 7th, it's something else. So what I end up doing is every paycheck that I get, so the first paycheck of the month, for example, I will go and put all of the money that I need for the first bill. And then whatever is left over goes into the second bill, and then the 3rd and 4th and 5th. And then I have another category for our debt. So like student loans, credit card, I'll do that. And I usually split the paychecks as the first paycheck of the month goes until like the 14th. And then we get paid again on the 15th. So then the paycheck on the 15th will cover everything that goes through to the 30th or 31st, depending on the month, the last day of the month, basically. So this February 1st paycheck is going to stuff everything, like all of our basic, leftover categories after we pay our bills and our debts. So that's how I know, kind of what leftover money we have. So let's say after I pay all of our bills, our mortgage, utilities, internet, phone, that sort of thing, and all of our debt payments, monthly debt payments, let's say I have $1,000 left over. So then I know I have all of these categories to fill, and I'm going to decide based on the importance of these, how much money I can afford to put into each category. So for car stuff, I've seen some people that have like a car maintenance envelope, car registration, gas. We don't split it up that way. We just call it car stuff. So usually between tolls for my husband to go to work and gas for both of our cars, we need at least $100 in here. And I like to actually put about $150. And we're trying to build up this envelope so that we can eventually afford to get my car detailed. Because I've spilled, like, we had an accident where I spilled, not a car accident, but we spilled, gosh, what's it called? Milkshake. And then there was another time that we spilled a smoothie. And then we have a dog, and so his little paw prints are all over the back seat. And it's just like, I haven't had that car detailed ever, and it's from 2017. So it's been 8 years with that car. Well, not that I've had that car because I didn't buy it new, but that car is 8 years old, and I bought it, I think, in 2021. No, 2020? I think it was 2020. So it's been about 5 years with that car, and I've never gotten it detailed. So for car stuff, we are going to put our usual, let me move this over. We're going to put our usual $150. That's what our budget allows us to put into this car envelope. Now, for dine out, this is definitely not an important category. So I usually will fill out the rest of these. And then if I have enough money left over, then that goes into dine out. So far, the way we've broken down, like every paycheck on the 1st of the month, the exact same amounts go into each of these categories. So usually anyway. So I know that based on, at this point, I know that once we pay all of our bills and our debts, the amount of money that I have left over can pay for all of these subscriptions and memberships. These are our subscriptions and memberships. This is a bi-monthly pest control service. So it's kind of like a bill, but because it's bi-monthly, I consider it a little bit of a sinking fund. And then Etsy Business is what allows us to buy the materials, you know, to make everything. So paying for these notepads, paying for the vellum and the laminating pouches and the cardstock and the bubble mailers and the paper clips and everything that you can think of that goes into the Etsy store, that comes out of Etsy Business. At the moment, our leftover money is what is rolling into Etsy Business. We're not putting a lot of money aside for that. We kind of take it as it comes and pull, sometimes pulling from miscellaneous, sometimes pulling from household essentials to cover Etsy Business. So at the moment, I basically kind of go backwards. I go into these because these are long-term sinking funds that I have to save for. I pay for Eco Shield, our pest control, because it's a every other month payment. And while I don't have to stuff it every month, I could stuff it every other month. I like to go ahead and put $80 in there every time because our bill is, I think, like 156 bucks every other month. So the $80 per month lets us break it down. It doesn't, you know, it's not as harsh of a withdrawal every other month. And then because we fill this up and we take, like, let's say that we had that $1,000 and we took all of this left from there, and I know that I have, let's say, $500 to play with. So I'm going to split that $500 in between each of these categories as best as I can for what makes sense for us, so that we have enough money to pay our gas and our tolls, so that we have enough money to buy groceries, so we have enough money to pay for pet food. So that's how we decide what's in here. When I was initially setting it up, it was a process of, you know, putting in some money there, seeing how much money I had left over. Well, maybe I put too much money here and I actually need more money in a different category. So then instead of, because we usually do $300 in dine out for every paycheck. So let's say in the beginning I did $500, and then I'm like, you know what? I can't afford $500 of dine out. So I'm going to take $200 of that dollars and allocate it into a different category. Especially as we've built up more categories. So like Jewelers Mutual is our engagement and wedding band ring insurance. When I first started cash stuffing, we didn't have this insurance. So I had to reallocate funds to make sure that we have enough money to pay the Jewelers Mutual. We just recently got credit cards. We do have one credit card left to pay off, but we got 3 new credit cards to help build us points and cash back. So we have Chase Sapphire, Amex Gold, and not on here, but there's also Amex Blue. I think Amex Blue. So these come with yearly fees. So, you know, we have to build up for that. So that might mean that because these have yearly fees that I have to put into, that might mean that I don't have, what has happened is that means that I don't have as much money to put into the Etsy Business, which is okay. I did want to put more money, like literally right now, I had $3 to put into Etsy Business. That's all that was left over. And this is my least important category at the moment because I have all the materials that I need. So I'm not going to need to buy new materials for a little while. So $3 is probably going to be fine. I probably won't have to pull anything out of that. Not that that could buy me very much, but I'm probably not going to need to use it for at least another month or two. So it's fine to put basically my leftover money, which was $3, into Etsy Business. So hopefully that helps kind of explain how we break this up. and we can go back to the cash planning of our normal budget. So car stuff will usually get $150. And at the moment, we do have some money in here. So we have 10, 20, 25, 26, 7, 8, 9. We have $29. So once we stuff the 150, we're actually going to, and since we already have $29, we're going to have a total of 179. And you guys may have noticed that I no longer have the expense trackers. I track my expenses online through You Need a Budget, aka YNAB. So it just felt like I was duplicating work unnecessarily by having an expense tracker. So I took all of those out, I think from all of my envelopes. I'm not sure if I actually managed to get them all, but I think I did. So car stuff is getting 150. Dine out will get, we did have enough money to get its usual 300. And let's say, guys, that, you know, I was wrong and Etsy business ends up needing more than $3 before our next paycheck. Then I'm going to pull from categories that aren't as important, such as miscellaneous, household essentials, and dine out. Those are kind of like the categories that I, like when we run out of money somewhere else, I'll pull from those categories because they're not as important. Unlike car stuff, which pays for gas, like we need to get to work. That's a highly important envelope. Groceries, we usually put 300. That's a very important envelope. So I don't usually pull from groceries to fill in another category. Let me get my Celsius. Household essentials. Some people will do like cleaning products, toilet paper, paper towels, that sort of thing from household. We kind of do this as a catch-all category for the house. So if something doesn't fit into groceries, so like I consider cleaning products a grocery item. That's just how it works for me. And like if I get it at the grocery store or at Costco, it's a grocery item. If I run out of, let's say I do a Costco run, because we don't go to Costco very often. We tend to buy in bulk, which is the whole point of Costco, buying in bulk. So let's say the month that we go to Costco, we, between our normal groceries and like the $200 Costco run, that's usually what it costs to like fill up on everything. Let's say that I need to actually, it doesn't really fit for me to pay everything in groceries because maybe that'll leave us with no actual grocery money. Then I'm going to pull that from household essential and use that to cover up in groceries. So household essential, we usually do 150. Pets is a category that is just anything to do with our pets, whether it's food, grooming, toys, vet visits, anything that goes under pets. And we do 150. We had to wipe this out when we had our little emergency leak issue. I think we wiped it out. Yeah, there's nothing in here. We had to wipe it out. We had a little bit of a sinking fund kind of building up in there. But we had to wipe it out. So all of the extra money, so we're like trying to build it back up. All the extra money that we happened to have, I think it was like probably like 50 or 70 bucks. All of that went to fix the leak in our front yard. And then miscellaneous, it's our buffer. It's going to get 50. So miscellaneous is exactly what it sounds like. If another category needs money, we'll pull it from miscellaneous. If it either doesn't fit into a category that exists, or if that category is overdrawn and we need to cover up that remaining amount with something, it'll come from miscellaneous first. So Etsy business is going to get the remaining, like once I filled everything out, I had $3 left over. It's like $2.78. So $3 if we round, that's going to be Etsy business. Eco Shield is going to get its usual $80 per month. Canva, I think it's $25 because I'm trying to build this up as a long-term sinking fund. So every month it's $15 for Canva. And then the remaining $10 that we're putting in this envelope, I'm trying to build up so that I can afford 1 year at a time, because that's cheaper than paying $15 a month. Chase Sapphire, let me see what I allocated for that. Chase Sapphire is $8 that we're building up per month. Jewelers Mutual is $56. Car insurance, we used to pay our car insurance every month, but we have new car insurance, and they give you a discount if you pay 6 months at a time. So now we have a sinking fund for car insurance, and that is $217 per month. YNAB we pay yearly, so that's $10 a month. Amazon we pay yearly, that is $12. Costco is yearly fee, that is $11. Amex Gold is $27 per month. And then I'm a realtor as well as having like a normal 9-to-5 job. So my realtor database access is $75 a month. This is paid out twice a year. So it's $75. The next withdrawal will come in March, I think at the end of March. So it's $75 per month until that withdrawal, and then that wipes it out, and then it's another $75 per month until the next withdrawal, and then that wipes it out. So this is a sinking fund. We currently have $377 in there. And then ABOR membership. ABOR is Austin Board of Realtors. So every realtor is part of a board. The membership to be part of that board is $47 per month, and this is paid out 3 times a year, I think, if I remember correctly. So let's go ahead and decide, once we have everything categorized, now we can break it down to what we actually want to put in our cash envelopes. So let me grab my calculator. I like to have, for these envelopes where I'm in and out of them more often, I like to have 1s and 5s. 1s, 5s, 10s, 20s is what I prefer. So I usually will do 5 1s. So 150 minus 5. And then I will do, is it 5 1s? I'll do 1 5, no, is it 1 5? I'm trying to remember how I normally break this down. And so sometimes it's actually kind of helpful to go back. Oh, that was a weird month. We had, okay, so I usually do 5 5s, 1 5, 4 10s, 5 20s. So let's do that. So 1 5, 4 10s, and then the 5 20s. That's 100. Cool. So Dine Out is going to get very similar. 5 1s, 1 5, 4 10s. We'll do 10 20s. So 300 minus 5, minus 5, minus 40, minus 200, and we'll do 150. Groceries will be the same. 150. Household essentials is going to be just the same as car stuff. Pets will be the same as household essentials and car stuff. And then the miscellaneous will be the same in this part here. So that breaks down what I consider our variable expenses. Like I said, I like to have 1s and 5s because we're in and out of these envelopes. Even though we pay on credit card, but we have a list of expenses. And so we do cash unstuffings. We take that cash that we've unstuffed, we put it in the bank, and then we pay off the credit card. So with our new credit cards, our Chase Sapphire, which is what we primarily use, and our Amex Blue and Amex Gold, we don't ever have a rollover balance. We use these credit cards like debit cards. So that is important. Like if you plan on using credit cards, just be careful not to have rollover balance, because if you have rollover balance, that's when you have debt. And that's what we're trying to stay away from. We have one credit card that's at 0% interest because we did a balance transfer. That one still has about $2,400 in rollover balance that we haven't been able to pay off yet. That is part of our debt category that we're paying towards that every month to bring it down. We're expected, my husband referred somebody at work last year, and they pay out twice for a referral bonus. So that referral bonus should be coming in March. And because the new person has to be in their position for like 4 months or something, 3 or 4 months before they'll pay out the full referral bonus. So as long as that person stays in the job, we should get the referral bonus in March, and then we'll pay off that credit card. And that'll be the end of our credit card debt, which we're very excited about. Anyway, so back over here is Etsy business. We have $3. Woohoo, $3. EcoShield is since this is a kind of longer term sinking fund. Oh, sorry, EcoShield. It's not longer term because it's every other month that we pay, but these are just lump sum amounts. We don't have to like pull out, like individual monies at odd denominations, every couple of days. I do bigger bills. So we do 150, 120, and 110. And that is $80 for the EcoShield. For Canva, we will do, I need 1.5. Actually, this, because $15 comes out of it every month, I don't stuff the 15. I only need to stuff the 10. So we actually just need a $10 bill. Chase Sapphire's 8, so that'll be $3 and a 5. Jewelers Mutual will be a 50, a 5, and a 1. Car insurance will be 2 100s, a 10, a 5, and 2 1s. YNAB is 110. Amazon is 110, 2 1s. Costco is 110, 1 1. Amex Gold will be a 20, a 5, and 2 1s. Abor MLS is a 50, a 20, and a 5. So 50, 75. And then Abor membership will be 2 20s, 1 5, 2 1s. Oh, I put it on the wrong line. 2 1 2. And that is the breakdown of all of the categories that we will be stuffing for the first paycheck of February. So let's count this up. I'm going to speed through this part. Let's count this up, and then we will count what our total quantity is. We'll figure out what the value is. I also have to add this up and see what the total amount is. And then once we're done, we're going to compare the total amount that I've calculated here to the total amount in our cash breakdown and make sure that they match up. So let's get started. All right, so we calculated all of that. This is the total quantity that we have in each of these denominations. This is the total value of those quantities. So we have 2 100s, that's $200. We have 5 50s, that's $250, etc. And then when you add up this total value across, that's 1,656, which matches the 1,656 which is the total that we are cash stuffing. So now that we have this, let's see, now that we have this, we need a teller slip. So here's a teller slip. This is what I use for my shop. I keep saying that I need to adjust it so that it has my logo at the bottom. I gotta do that. So teller slip, and we are going to put the total quantity amounts and the total value amounts here. So we have 2 100s, that's 200. We have 5 50s, that's 250. Oops, I can't write without holding it down. Let's rewrite that 5. We have 40 20s. That's 800. We have 30 10s, that's 300. We have 12 5s, that's 60. And we have 46 1s, which is 46. And so just to double check, 200 plus 250 plus 800 plus 300 plus 60 plus 46 is $1,656 that we have to pull from the bank. So we are going to go to the bank, pull out this amount of money in these denominations, and then we're going to use this list to cash stuff into our binders, into the various binders that we have. So hopefully that helped you guys see, you know, what my process is. Everybody does it a little bit differently, but the general idea of what I explained is what I think most of us will do. So hopefully this was helpful. The next video will be me cash stuffing all of these envelopes with these denominations. And yeah, so thank you for joining me. Keep an eye out on primarily my Instagram, because Instagram is where I've been documenting these inserts and the bookmarks that I'll be making. So keep an eye on my Instagram, and then occasionally I'll post little posts on YouTube as well, in shorts on YouTube, and that will let you guys know more about these inserts and the bookmarks that are coming. I hope you guys have a blessed one, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.